Hi, Raff. How you doing?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. It's good. It's nice to interview another member of the Law family. I've interviewed your dad a few times, but I usually speak to him
Yeah.
so much about Spurs that I never actually get onto the interview.
Ah,
So,
could talk about Spurs all day.
I'm going to start by asking, I mean, this obviously feels like a real kind of big breakthrough role for you. You must be so thrilled that someone kind of took that chance. I guess at this stage in your career, you just need someone to give you that part, so give you the kind of platform to show what you can do.
No, 100%. I think I really am grateful and thrilled to have been a part of Oliver Twist, the reimagination of, and I think the whole kind of process of auditioning for it, being asked back to meet with the producers, doing another self tape, then meeting the director, getting the role, putting in the prep, and then being there and actually doing it. I mean, the whole experience, and it feels like so long ago because of the year that's been, but the whole experience was just out of this world, really, and it really built my confidence. And I think you're right, it took that one person to kind of take that chance and give me that chance. I'd auditioned for a few things and got close to a few things, but I'm really happy this was the first one. I was more than lucky with the cast I was working with. They were all like so experienced and talented in different ways, but then also just lovely people, and I made a lot of good friends from it. But I think, yeah, I mean, I'm really happy to be able to now share it with everyone. It's been a while. I wasn't sure when we were going to be able to get it out, but now we can get it out, and I think it's a really great time because it's an uplifting film. It's fun to watch. It's got a bit of action. It's got a bit of comedy. It's got a bit of romance. And right now, I feel like people need a bit of lightheartedness. People need to be watching stuff that making them smile. So I'm really happy to be able to kind of push it at this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an original adaptation. Did you kind of use the Dickens character or the kind of old movie to kind of help craft your role? Or did you treat this as like a completely separate creation?
I think I really wanted to keep the essence of like the story there, and I think, like you just said, it really is a great reimagination. I think it really stands on in its own world from the original. And I think that's quite important because people are always going to compare and relate back to the original, but this kind of stands in its own universe almost. And I mean, at school, I read Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens with my year, and I know the story so well, and I know the kind of essence of the journey that Twist goes on in that story, and then how it gets reimagined in onto screen in the musical, with the film, with the stories, and then the early noughties take as well. And I think all of those were very much in my head, and I did a lot of character work with my coach, and really struck down who I thought Twist was in this story into kind of 5 different personalities. And I think part of me definitely would have, having seen the old films and the original book, would have had those elements there. But I think I really did try and focus on making it my own. And I think the fact that I knew those kind of insecurities and the shyness of Twist as an orphan from the films and the book, I then really wanted to focus on, okay, but what's new about this Twist? What's different? He's a runner, he's now a climber, he can paint. How can I make it so the people watching it now will see a new Oliver Twist, but still with like the nods towards that original Oliver?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned this obviously got a real kind of all action affair. I was just wondering, I mean, I'm sure there were stunt doubles involved, but did you have to do much training? Because there's lots of like parkour in this, isn't there? There's sort of jumping from building to building.
Yeah.
I wondered about that side of things, because it requires quite a lot of you kind of athletically, this part as well.
Definitely, and that excited me as well when I got the script through. I mean, I wanted to do as many of the stunts as I could. I didn't have loads of time to practice, but I did 2.5 months, maybe slightly more, of parkour training with one-on-one with this with one of the like founders of the parkour skill, Sebastian Foucault, and that was wicked. So I did loads of parkour training, and I got to do quite a few of the stunts. Obviously, the bigger ones we had stunt doubles for, and like sometimes health and safety would say I couldn't do like the big zip wire jump, things like that. I wasn't allowed to do, but I was there being like, I want to do it, let me do it the whole time. But I think not only did I really benefit from doing the parkour training for the role itself, but it kind of taught me an element of, like, I'd play a lot of sport, but I never really got into kind of my exercise daily. And now I run every day, and I try and do a bit of a workout every day. And it really is helped me. I think this year as well, it's kind of helped me stay focused, stay positive, keeping a routine. And I have like a lot of young friends who struggle with their mental health sometimes, and especially with the lockdown and not being able to go out and work how people are used to working. I think it can have quite it does have a strong effect on people's mental health, and things like training really help that.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask, actually, I mean, I just wondering, because obviously, you know, having, you know, the parents that you do, I just wondered if you spent a lot of time on set when you were younger, and if it feels like quite a comfortable place for you. Does it feel quite homely when you're on set? Because obviously this is your first big role, but I'm assuming this environment isn't a kind of alien one to you.
Definitely. I think when I was younger, I did grow up on I was lucky enough to be on different film sets that my parents were working on. Whether if I was at school, obviously I wouldn't be going, but when I'd have some time to go and visit them, I'd go. Being so young, that was like so exciting. I always loved being able to see the sets and the designs and stuff, and that was such an amazing thing for me at a young age to be a part of. And then I think I went off to boarding school when I was a teenager, so I didn't really go on as many sets from when I was younger. I kind of started going off and kind of living my own life, and then coming back and being back on set, but it being a film that I was involved with was such a different experience. And I think definitely there's an element where I do feel comfortable, and I did feel really at home on set, but it was a different thing. Do you know what I mean? I felt like I was experiencing something familiar in a completely different environment, because I was there. All of a sudden it was like me, I'm on my own. This is my time to put in the work and show people what I can do. But I think there's definitely going to be an element of feeling natural and at home, because I was around those kind of environments when I was younger, definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, and I'm sure even though you've met your fair share of famous people and seen your fair share of familiar faces, did you still get a little bit starstruck working with Michael Caine?
Of course. I mean, to be honest, from a young age, I was always just like, family was family time, and I spent most of my time with family. So I think I always get a bit starstruck when it comes to someone who I really look up to and respect, and someone like Michael Caine, who I've seen in so many different types of films that I love, and so many different styles. I think for me to all of a sudden be working alongside him, I think it gave me almost a boost to want to kind of to want to do even better. Do you know what I mean? I felt like the pressure was there, and it really made me go, okay, this is serious. This isn't just like a little film shot by my mates on the streets of London. Do you know what I mean? This is a real feature film, and Michael Caine's right there. But I mean, credit to him as well, because he just made me feel super, super relaxed and comfortable.
So my final question, I mean, I'm sure that obviously, you know, both your mum and dad can give you such valuable advice, and having them, it must be such a wonderful thing for you as you kind of seek to carve a career for yourself. But how important is it for you to go your own way, to strike that balance between wanting to utilize all the experience that they can give you, but also create your own path?
Yeah, it's really important to me, and I think it's a hard one because I'm so close to my mum and dad as like mum and dad and friend. They're like my best mates now. I speak to them about everything, and they support me through everything. But I think I'm at a point in my life where I've done a lot of work on things that I want to do, like my music and my acting. And I'm at a point now where I feel ready to show people who maybe think who haven't seen me, or maybe don't think that I will be that good, or have their own questions. I'm just excited to kind of show people that I put in the work, and I do want to stand on my own 2 feet in a career sense always, you know. And I'm pretty confident that I can do that, and I was lucky enough to be given an opportunity by Sky and by the producers of Twist to kind of take that leap into the film industry. So I'm definitely ready and committed to just push on.
Yeah, cool. Well, this is a great start. I know that much. Thank you so much for your time today, Raff, and best of luck with the movie.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey